Hi everybody. I know that it's late. It's almost 9 o'clock here where I'm at. I'm in Arizona and the monsoons are blowing through. But I wanted to jump on live here. Let me move my camera so it's not like right in my face. But I wanted to jump on live here because I have some information to share with all of you. Some of you might know, and others of you don't, that I have been receiving messages, channeling messages, basically, through collective consciousness. Hey Sam, yeah, I'm up late. It is late for me. But I've been channeling messages from a collective consciousness called, they speak themselves to me as we are we, and there have been several messages that have come through and I just faithfully write them down, and I know that it's hi Danielle, I know it's developing into a book that will be released when it's time, when everything is completed. But there's some powerful truth here that I wanted to share with all of you here, that was given to me back on the 7th. So I'll just read what they wrote here. They say, we share a profound truth that when we reveal that the soul is the master of the mind, we wish to speak more to you on this truth. The manifest choice of your human incarnation is where this process of believing the mind to be supreme and accepting all that it tells you as fact and final word. Many of you spend your manifest choice perpetuating and spreading the illusion that in the mind is the center of all mysteries and existential knowledge of life and meaning. The identification of your true nature with the mind doesn't go together any more than one can explain the eternal in any real and tangible material way. The mind is simply the means and vehicle to enable you, in your manifest choice, to process and evaluate events and experiences. It is as a filter is used to refine smaller particles from larger ones, but it is not the matter itself, nor the material being disseminated. We will put it another way. It is like saying that because you have a liver, you are now a liver, and its presence proves it to you. Do you get what we say? The soul is the master, the mind is the vehicle that serves. We say that understanding the mind can be worthy insofar as you ultimately come to understand its impermanence and impotence apart from allowing the soul to feed it and inform it of truth. Again, we point to the picture of a filter. It is nothing by itself except a means to hold what is placed in it and to further refine whatever is there into smaller particles. The mind only operates on what is placed or held within it. We say to you that it is the soul that informs the actions of the mind. The mind is nothing apart from it. We recognize now the wrestling in your manifest choice with explaining then those who remain in the sleep state and are not in connected alignment with their soul to allow their mind's recognition of this. To that, we say this is a complete, my apologies. To that, we say this is a manifested choice as well. And the soul is fine to give those of you over to that for a time. For some of you, the recognition comes quickly and fairly easily. For others, due to their appointed and divine purpose, that comes slowly or not at all in the current manifest choice. We say that it is simply that choice. It is choice whether or not to understand and recognize the identity of the soul rather than that of mind. That is the choosing. Though we remind you that the truth exists apart from whether you, in your manifest choice, choose to accept any or all of it. that believing is again an illusion that the mind uses in order to further its perceived power of control and identity. If the mind can convince you in your manifest choice that its beliefs are safe, sound, and security is found there, then its identity seems stronger and in control. We are revealing this deception. So that's just one short message of what has been being revealed over the last several months now. And I hope that some of you watching this later will gain some understanding. Thank you, Sam, what I loved about this and took from it is that they say the soul is the master, the mind is the vehicle that serves. We say that understanding the mind can be worthy insofar as you ultimately come to understand that its impermanence and impotence apart from allowing the soul to feed it and inform it of truth. So to my understanding, they're sharing that the soul, the mind is simply just there to take an awareness of what our soul is engaging in our human experience, in this human journey, in our healing, in our understanding and awareness, and the experiences that we go through, the relationships that we have, and the learning, the depth of learning that we understand, and wisdom and insight that's gained there. So that's what the mind is for, but it's really the soul that feeds the mind, that informs the mind, and that enables and allows the mind to make these deeper connections and brings us into what we call the remembering and reassembling. So I just wanted to leave you with those thoughts. As I channel this, I don't really have an awareness of what's being written. I just observe it, and then I have to go back, and usually I have to go back and read and reread and reread and reread in order to really fully gain more insight and depth of what it is that they're sharing. But it's been, I will say it's been pretty exciting and a little vulnerable at this point and nerve-wracking, because when you talk to people about channeling a book or, collective consciousness comes through you, as, with Abraham Hicks and that sort of thing, when they first connected with Abraham Hicks and that collective, there was real concern and fear of people believing them and thinking that they were crazy. So again, this isn't something that I went out and sought. I literally just love to write, and I love the experience and the connectivity with doing automatic writing, which is just simply not editing what comes forward, and just as words flow, those are the words that are being written and shared on the page, and it has just developed into this. So I wanted to share some of that wisdom with each one of you, and I hope that there are those of you that it speaks to and that gain greater depth of insight and awareness. And would love to hear from anyone on what has come forward for you from these messages. And I'll be sharing more as time goes on, and as I get nerve to. It's a little, like I said, it's quite a process, even working up the nerve to share what is being shared through me. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for those of you that watch this tomorrow. I know it's late. I really appreciate it. And again, like I said, I hope that this finds you well and gives you some depth of insight that you haven't had before. So thank you for watching. Bye.